crowd that we have tonight. It's a weekday, you were not given much notice, but it shows you that Malaysians are really interested in what is going to happen in the 13th general elections. Thank you very much for your presence. Now, Tindak Malaysia is a wonderful organization that has been working on the ground for a long time in training possible agents. The only problem is, on last Thursday, an amendment was passed in Parliament. It was rushed through Parliament, which many of you may not have realized happened. In fact, many of us, we didn't even realize the bill was being presented. But the far-reaching consequence of that bill, and we may hear a little bit more later, is that in the election, in the borough, agents of candidates are no longer allowed to sit there. So that was the independent scrutiny of voters going into the polling station, which means it effectively removes completely any check on voters who are going into the polling station, into the polling centres. And this means you cannot check the IC, there is no independent check of the IC. You can't tell, because the distances from which you can operate now are beyond 100 meters. You will not be able to tell, or independent agents will not be able to tell, whether indelible ink is on anyone's forefinger. So that amendment was rushed through just last Thursday. So on the one hand, we have the PSC report with all its recommendations. We have the government saying they're sincere about reform. And we have the EC talking about us having the cleanest electoral roll in the world. Don't worry, he's the only one in the whole world who's saying it. Now, so what does this amendment mean? Why did they do that? And in fact, they were trying to curtail it further. They were actually trying to control the times within which polling agents and counting agents also could be present. But because there was such a heated debate in Parliament, they reviewed those two amendments. So, but this critical amendment in relation to the borough is serious. The other amendment that's serious is that they have actually now said that during the campaign period, posters don't have to disclose the names of publishers and printers. Now that's against the Printing Presses and Publications Act. What that means is that anyone can put any posters up about anyone, and you won't know where it came from. They don't have to take responsibility. So the problem with that again is that, of course, dirty politics we know is right as it is, so we don't know what else is going to come from that. So this is the latest in what they have done. Let me tell you about one other legislation that has just been given effect. The Public Assemblies Bill, or the Act, was passed, it was gazetted, and received royal assent, but it did not have an enforcement date, which means it was not enforced. If you followed the Malaysian articles where we spoke, you will notice that that's what we said, that the Public Assemblies Bill was not enforced. I learned this morning that yesterday they have given it an enforcement date. So, coincidence, right? So there you are. That's their answer to the birthday tree that's going to happen on Saturday. But you know what? Birthday tree is going to happen no matter what they do. And it will happen in Dataran, Merdeka, and India. And it's also happening around the country. I think we have 9 states, I think I heard, where it's happening in Johor, Malacca, Perak. And to date, 70 cities around the world. 70. 32 cities when Versailles 2 took place. Now we have 70 cities around the world. So we're all going to do this. This is unity of Malaysians around the world. I don't think we'll ever see this. Again, this is historical. No, we will see it again, but I don't think we've ever seen it before. This is historical. This is Malaysians around the world saying that they don't like what is happening. And the reason why overseas Malaysians are particularly concerned is because they have effectively been deprived of their right to vote. Because the PSC report says, SPR says, they can't handle the logistics. They have logistics problem in relation to overseas voters. Now we gave, and I know Tindak Malaysia did and PY did, gave concrete steps on how